Happy holidays, everyone. This is David Hoffman from Davidsbeenhere in my hometown of Miami, Florida. I'm here with my family getting ready for the holidays. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year's. 2020 is going to be the biggest year yet for Davidsbeenhere. And for all you guys, I know it. Let's stay positive. Let's keep going. I'm super excited today because I asked you guys to ask me questions that you want to know about me, travel, business, etc. I asked on my community wall on YouTube, and you guys asked me, I think it's like 160 questions, okay guys? Wow, that's a lot of questions. I mean, this never ends. So now let's dive right into the questions. Yashasvi Nerali. So what's your career which helps you in traveling other than YouTube? Can you please come with your cute kids to India once? Okay guys, so yeah, I'm gonna go to India with my kids for sure in the future. Right now they're just too young, 3.5 and 1.5. That's 16-hour flight plus whatever else it is to India, like 24 hours to get there. What might be a little too brutal for them, so I'm gonna give it some time, maybe in like 2 or 3 years, probably go to some of the islands as well. More relaxing trip, maybe dive right into the belly of the beast. I don't know yet, let's see. And then besides YouTube, it's YouTube, my website, sponsors. I have like 7 different ways I make money, but it's all through Davidsbeenhere. 7 different revenue streams. YouTube is my backbone. It's what gives me the most exposure. Obviously, I make money on YouTube, but the exposure is what counts. The more eyeballs, the more opportunities, and that's the more money, right? Okay, so what's next? The lazy traveler. How do you keep your stomach acidity free, diarrhea free in India? How do you manage to eat so much? Well, in terms of food, I can't lie. I think I'm like a bottomless pit. I have gained a little weight this year. I've gained easily like almost 10 pounds. It's really just around the stomach area. I need to lose some weight, but I gotta really work out. What I do now is I fast a lot, especially in Miami. I fast, intermittent fasting, so eat dinner at 7, then I won't eat until like noon at least. So I do that fasting, and in there I'll try to do some running and walking to just burn more fat, right? And then in terms of acidity and stuff in India, what I do, the secret is before breakfast, before lunch, I take Pepto-Bismol. That is my secret. That's all I do. First trip I got sick because I didn't do that. Second and third trip to India, I was perfect. Didn't get sick again. So thank you for that question. Okay, Chris, what is the sickest you've ever gotten while traveling? How bad did you get, and how long did it take to get better? Okay, so the sickest I got while traveling, I got sick twice. First time in the Sahara Desert in Morocco, got sick for like 2 days. Vomiting, diarrhea, the whole shebang. Horrible situation. To drive out of there, I have to drive out of the Sahara to the nearest town, get into a motel. It was really, really bad. Go to a hospital, a horrible situation. And then the next time I got sick, I was in Delhi, leaving Delhi to Agra, and I ate street food for like 4 days in Delhi. And it hit me leaving. Like as soon as I was leaving, started feeling nauseous, and there's when it all started. Diarrhea and vomiting. Horrible. I was sick I didn't eat food for 4 days. So Agra and my time in Lucknow, like 3 full days, didn't eat anything because I felt so bad. It took me about a week to really recover, so that was the worst. But luckily for me in India, everybody was super helpful. They took me to a pharmacy to get whatever I needed, Pedialyte, etc. And I got better quick. But obviously it was the worst situation, especially being alone and having to go out and create because I didn't stop. I was on a mission. I am on a mission, so can't stop even if I'm sick. Science plus movies. Has any food caused you to suffer a severe health problem or caused you to be hospitalized? As a traveler and food vlogger, how do you manage with your health? Okay, so yeah, so that's the situation from the last question. Situation Delhi, I got the most sick. I don't like to eat too exotic, like I won't eat anything alive. I won't eat dog, cat, I really eat any of that stuff, So yeah, I can go exotic, super exotic. I love meat. I love, anything blood sausages. I love that stuff. And then, again, to stay healthy, I try to take Pepto and always, stay hydrated. Lots of water. Mazda. So out of all the cities you visited in Uzbekistan, which one was your favorite and why? Uzbekistan. Wow, my favorite city in Uzbekistan. I don't know. Termiz was awesome, but Termiz I had my own schedule, so it was a lot easier of a part of the trip. I think for sure, maybe Khiva. Khiva was just magical. Khiva was so beautiful. It's like a living museum. That's the best way I could say it. Fortified town, everything's super clean. The only thing that I didn't like about it is there's too many vendors, obviously. So that's where it feels more like, a little over the top. But yeah, I mean, really incredible spot, beautiful, and the food was delicious. Mugir bin Shuba. What brought you to India? Had you tasted Indian food in the States before? Yes, I had tasted food many times before around the world, different places, Czech Republic. I think I tried it also, you know, obviously Malaysia, Singapore, a lot of times in the States. And what brought me to India was that I was basically saying, you know, where should I go that is the most exotic that I've never been? India's right there. India is completely different from the rest of the world. I've been to, you know, a lot of places in Africa, South America, Asia, but India takes the cake for the most exotic. It is an adventure every day. It's wild, and the food is like mind-blowing. And that's, for me, the favorite part was like, you know, okay, I'm gonna eat really good every day. And that's like, no matter what, every day, yes. So have to go. And then now that I've, you know, entered India, I'm addicted and I'm gonna keep going. Now I'm going to Kerala and then probably gonna go again at the end of the year. We'll see where I go. Sunny Bra, do you ever smoke marijuana? Will you do a trip to Canada? Marijuana is legal here. Have you? Okay, awesome Indian restaurants everywhere. Okay, so I have smoked marijuana, obviously. I don't smoke marijuana. I like to drink alcohol, like I'll have beer or wine. I try to stay away from like hard drinks. I've been to Canada, been to Toronto, and I've eaten food, Indian food in Toronto, really, really good. I know there's a huge Indian population in Canada, so I have to go back and do like a series up there for sure. Oh, I need to go to Canada for sure. Sunita Shetty, which Indian food do you like the most? Which Indian food do I like the most? Woo, that's a hard one. Right now I gotta say dosas. Hands down dosa. Dosa with coconut chutney, right there. AJ Mala, when will you come to Nepal? Nepal's on my list for this year, most likely June, July, or August. I am going to Nepal doing 14-day trip, so 12 days on the ground. So yeah, if you want to give me some more tips about Nepal, please leave them below. I'm going to Nepal this year. Akshay Padhar. How do you manage travel expenses? Does anybody sponsor you? Yes, I get a lot of sponsors, and in terms of expenses, it really depends. So like a trip like this trip I'm going to Kerala, I pay myself. I usually try to build up miles during the year, you know, flying on One World with American Airlines to build up as much miles as possible, using the credit card as well. Then I use those miles to buy a ticket via Qatar. So I get the round trip to India for free, and then in India I pay everything. It's actually the cheapest of the trips. This year I'm going to Bhutan, and that'll be the most expensive of all the trips I'm doing. Not cheapest, you know, most affordable. And in terms of managing travel expenses, I mean, this is a business. You know, I do make money with the creation of content. You know, obviously this is a whole business around it. You know, blog posts, Instagram, YouTube. Besides, YouTube is also like licensing footage. People license my videos, you know, obviously AdSense revenue. I mean, there's so many different aspects to it, but I do, so if the trip is not like a sponsored trip, so like no one's paying me to go somewhere, that's all on me, and I pay it myself. Okay, I try to get sponsors with the airlines, and then I also try to get other sponsors involved in terms of like backpack, shoes, you know, apparel, whatever it is. Try to get a sponsor involved that I believe in and that I think would be great partner for that trip, and that's sort of how it works. Adip Ranhawa, how tall are you? I am almost 6 foot, so I'm 5'11". I don't know what that is in meters. Matthew Richards, please visit Sri Lanka again and do some amazing places there. Fiji, Soma, or the French Isles like New Caledonia and French Polynesia. You will like Mauritius. It has a huge Indian vibe. I like to see some. Yeah, no, for sure. I'm down to do the Mauritius. Sri Lanka, I might not do it again for a long time because I already did it. I'm really just trying to focus on the next country, you know, the next one, the next one, the next one. Try not to repeat. The only places I'm repeating right now is India because of how vast and how, you know, how diverse it is. And on top of that, it's, you know, what I want to be the expert on. I want to be like the #1 expert of India. I know it's going to take a lot of years, you know, 1 or 2 trips a year over the next 20 plus years. Sarath Anam, what was your financial status like when you wanted to go full-time on YouTube? How do you manage the travel expenses and provide some money for your family? Well, in the beginning, when I wanted to start, I didn't have a family and I went all in. My savings, everything. It took a long time to make money. I actually started making money a few years after I had a kid. So I had a lot of other parts of my business beforehand that actually supported my living. You know, now YouTube supports like the views through YouTube, the AdSense money that supports my living. Everything else, my other parts of my business is like, you know, the icing on the cake. That is what is fueling my other parts of my business, obviously to expand, to hire more staff, and do a few other things I'm trying to do in terms of starting a restaurant in Miami. Not gonna talk about it right now, but a restaurant in Miami, and also buy apartments in Europe for another piece of my business. So there's a lot of different things to it. And yeah, I'm not, you know, my goal isn't to like just save money. It's to expand my business and become the biggest name in travel. Mimi, how did you first come up with the idea of traveling, vlogging? How old are your daughters, and how did you meet your wife? Okay, so basically I met my wife through one of my old best friends was dating my wife's sister. So my sister-in-law today, she was my old best friend like during college. They were going out, and that's how I met my wife. My daughters are 3.5, Melina's 3.5, my other daughter is 1.5, Sienna's 1.5. How did I come with the idea? Well, I started in college. I mean, a long story short, started in college, I was traveling for a long time before that, visiting family and friends. Eventually had an idea that I want to make a living off traveling and becoming a name in travel and promoting destinations. And then one thing led to another in YouTube. That's it. Santosh Patniak. What business, full-time job you have, and how much do you earn on YouTube? Are earnings from YouTube overrated? Earnings from YouTube are not overrated. I mean, if you get millions of views a month, you can be making some substantial amount of money. So I'll tell you how it works. For every million views, if the million views comes from India, you're making around $1,000 in that month. I'm saying if that month you had 1 million views from India, you made $1,000. Now if the views came from the United States, you're making between like 9 and 12. It depends, the CPM depends, right? So if you're making, let's say, something like what I'm making, 4 million views a month is like my last month, 4 million views. I've been sort of there 3, 4 this year, every single month. So it depends, some months, low end will be like, 5,000, high end will be like 9,000. It really depends. I'm not making the top, which would be like $40,000 a month. I'm not making that. I mean, to be honest, most people don't make that. Maybe Casey Nate's that because he has a huge audience in the United States, but most people don't make that. And then yeah, I mean, that's big part of it. The more content you create, the more views you get. Some things go viral, some things you might get like very low views, like 10 or 12,000 views, let's say. That's like low now, especially for me. That, I mean, if it's all US, it still makes you money. I mean, obviously you're trying to make enough money that the time that you put into it, but remember in the beginning, it takes a long time to make money. So don't get frustrated with it, just keep releasing content. Priyansha Lusolka. Hello sir, are you going to visit Surat? I need to visit Surat. I'm down to go. That's the one place I missed when I was in Gujarat. Super disappointed, but I'm going to go next time I go to Gujarat for sure. Ashe Waza. Which country is your next trip plan? My next trip plan is Kerala, India. I might be going to Hawaii right after that, and then the next country that that I haven't been to, because that's India and US, would be Bhutan. Bhutan in March. Janini Managandan, your wife and daughters, are they fine with you not being around most of the time? This is my business, this is my life. I'm always gonna travel forever. I don't travel as much as you guys think I do. Like 2019, I probably did 100 days, so a little less than 1/3 of the year gone. That's really not that much of my business if you look at other people. I know personally they do at least 6 months, like Mark, my boy, Mark Beans, he does at least 6 months a year, but he obviously brings his wife and son. It depends on what you're doing, where you're at in life. You do it differently. For me, I do it by trip, and I have to come home. So that's how I do it. Max 14 days now. I can't do more than 14 days. It's just too long of a trip on me. It hurts me in terms of like physically. It's draining by the last parts of the trip. To create content, and also for my wife and kids. I can't be gone that long. Miss Vero, what is the destination in 2020 that you have to go to and that you're just super excited about and can't wait to get there? Bhutan is the number one I'm most excited about this year. I mean, yeah, I'm super excited to go to Kerala, India, but Bhutan is like, I have it right there. I'm going to Bhutan. It's been on my list for so long. Can't wait to finally go. I'll see Bhutan in March. March. Middle stew. Why so much Indian food? Because I love Indian food. I love it. I'm really trying to show people the differences of all the Indian food, because everybody thinks butter chicken, naan bread, that's it. Way more than that. That's why I want to show more of it. Abraham P, what's your favorite thing to eat in Bangalore? My favorite thing to eat in Bangalore, that's hard. I think going to some of those dosa places. I went to like 3 different dosa places. I think CTR, I forgot the other names right now, but the dosas in Bangalore, wow, so good. Jarbom Taipodia. Which country is the best for traveling? Best country to travel in? The question is a little complicated. I guess the best for your buck, most exotic, basically obviously outside of India, I'd say would be Thailand. Thailand has like my heart. love Thailand. Love Thailand. The food is phenomenal. Amazing country. People are so nice, and it's the place that I feel like everybody should go to if you're on a budget and you really want to, feel that real Asian vibe. So now you go to China, some places in China, and you don't feel like it's like real Asia anymore, just because it's not like exotic anymore. It's more like modern. Thailand for sure. Science plus movies. Which is the most disappointing food you've eaten in India so far? Most disappointing food I've had in India. That's hard. I've never been disappointed in India. Sneha S. How long have I been traveling for? I've been traveling since I was really like 15, and then I full-time travel at 22, and I'm 34. So 12 years full-time, which, trips a year. In the beginning, I used to do like 8 months a year before you guys even knew me on YouTube. I used to do like 8 months a year, just travel. But yeah, and then in terms of how I started the money, that was like my entire savings. I got some investors, and then eventually started making money. It took a long time to make money, a long time. But remember, I started before influencing was a thing. Not available 01, 07. When are you coming to Tampa? No idea. I need to go to Brewers Bay. I need to go try some beers out there. The beers look phenomenal. When should I go? Let me know. Malik M, when are you planning to go to Tajikistan? I am dying to go. I wish I had time to add like an extra 10 days to my Uzbekistan trip so I could have done it. But unfortunately I couldn't. I really want to go. Please let me know anything about Tajikistan in the comments below. I want to go in the future, maybe this year, maybe. Srikat K, your videos deserve more views. I agree. Paragoli. Okay, selling mangoes, muffins, real estate, selling all that stuff. Yeah, that's how I started for sure. How did David and Anna meet? Well, we met through a, through a friend. And then positive sides of countries. Do you think? So, any plans for Netflix, travel, and food show? No plans for Netflix. That's really like if they come to me with an idea and then I want to be the host. It's a little different, that type of thing. But I am doing some stuff with my friends at Obsesh to make some shows for their channel, Obsesh, and that's a whole different thing, and that's gonna be more what I'm doing / more show. Anupam Raj, how much does it cost to spend a decent month in the United States for a traveler? How to travel to the US? Wow, I'd say the easiest way, or the best way, most affordable way to travel to the United States is by Greyhound bus. Most affordable for sure. In terms of where to stay, that's hard. It's either motels or very affordable Airbnbs. But I'd say for any person, especially if you want to do food correctly, I'd say at least like $200 to $300 a day, at least. You can go less. You can go $50 a day, but I don't know how far you go. I don't know how many tickets you're gonna be able to buy for attractions. If you want to go and eat food that costs money. All these things add up, right? Andrew Chandel, how many countries have you visited? 76. This year I'll be at 77 in Bhutan. After that, I possibly will have Nepal, Pakistan, Bangladesh. What else? I don't know what else. Iran. There's a lot of places in the works right now. We'll see. Santam Singh, on all your food tours, you always order a lot. What do you do with the extra portions, the leftovers? It's very easy. What I do is I pack it up, and I go look for somebody who is in need of food, and that's it. Give it to them. That's it. I don't film that. I don't think I need to film that. I just feed the homeless or whoever is outside asking for food. I'll just give it to them. No problem. No questions asked. Nikla Nandan, tell us one of the places that you want to live the rest of your life outside the United States. Very easily. I want to live in Barcelona. I think Barcelona would be second home base for me. Barcelona, Spain. Love it there. Roshina A, did you ever want to stay in a country only for the food you ate? Yes, India. Vishnu KG007, where do you see Davidsbeenhere in 10 years? Very easy. We're going to be the #1 name in travel. I'm not saying I'm going to go to every country in the world in 10 years, but the goal is to cover as many countries in depth as possible and be the #1 name for adventurous, independent food travel. So meaning, there's a lot of facets to that, a lot of different things that I have in the works. I have an apartment business, a restaurant business, and a lot of different things. A lot of parts of my business are online. And yeah, #1 name in travel. Less than 10 years, 5 years. Roshan Gamer, will you travel to Pakistan to complete your adventure even though the people saying about foreigners being kidnapped there? That's a bunch of BS. I don't believe in that, you know. I believe we're all created equal, and that country to me looks amazing. Everybody who I know who has been has said, go to Pakistan, you have to go right now. Prince Fortala, when are you gonna visit Goa? There's a lot to explore in Goan cuisine. I am dying to go to Goa. That might be the next trip to India. Right now it's just Kerala, but Goa's on my list. You know, every state is on my list, but Goa for sure, it's up there. Especially because of the Portuguese influence. I can't wait to go to Goa. I don't care for the nightlife. The food, yes. Melissa and Cameron, how are you able to be so open with everyone you meet regardless of where you are? Generally curious. Well, I'm very like this, guys. I believe that we're all human beings. The butler, you know, the guy taking out the trash, and the billionaire, we're all the same. We all can unite through one thing, which is food, in my opinion. You know, one of my favorite things on the earth is, you know, eating with somebody and getting to know them through that experience. I'm very, very open. You know, obviously there's certain things that I keep to myself in terms of privacy with my family and stuff, but I'm very open about, you know, who I am, what I'm doing. I believe everybody's super nice. I mean, you just gotta go with the flow, and hopefully everybody, you know, proves me right. Sagar S, how do you manage to eat so much and stay fit? Very easy. Don't eat so much. Show like you're eating so much, and try to walk a lot. Now, in terms of when I go on trips, that becomes really hard. I do gain weight on trips every time, but when I'm home, I'm on a super diet. Today I fasted till noon, had an oatmeal with strawberries, very light. Then 2 hours later, I had some eggs and lentils, weird combination. And tonight I'll probably eat some like tuna, and then I have to go for a 4-mile run to lose all the extra weight from the last trip. It's always hard. I'm battling that forever. Na is. Hi David, I'm from Uzbekistan. What was one thing that you didn't like about Uzbekistan? The only thing I didn't like about Uzbekistan was that everything was a little late. The flight took off late. The bus arrived late. It's all fine though. I'm good. I'm just a very I like my times, like 8 a.m. I'm starting, I'm there at 7:50. No matter what, I'm going. But besides that, Uzbekistan is amazing. Central Asia, guys, go to Uzbekistan. It will blow your mind. Got tons of vlogs. Basically, my whole series is almost out, and I have all the guides on my website. Check them out. Lala Shmoney, where are you from? I'm from Miami, Florida. My parents were both born in Venezuela. My father's family is from Hungary. My mother's family is from Italy. So I'm a big, diverse, you know, United Nations, basically. Edward Blake, how was your experience in Shillong? Did you enjoy being there? And is there anything you didn't like about Shillong? I actually love Shillong. Shillong is awesome, great place. I love the weather up there, love the food, and everybody was super nice. I can't complain about Shillong. And I think everybody should go to Shillong if you're anywhere in the vicinity. If you're in Calcutta, Guwahati, you know, anywhere in Northeast, definitely head to Shillong. It will blow your mind. A different side of India for sure. Charles Nelson, how much to do a collab with somebody in South Florida? I'm starting a channel on Palm Beach. Doesn't cost you anything, dude. If you're in the area and I'm here, we can schedule something for sure. I'm very open. Doesn't matter if you have 1 subscriber or 1 billion. Let's collab. I'm open. I'm open to everybody, by the way. Everybody. Secret talent. David, can you come to Pune for dinner at my home? I wish I could. I'm not in Pune and I have no plans to go to Pune right now. Rahul Parmar, this is a great question. If you had the choice to eat only one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be? Oh, that's hard. Guys, I might say raw tuna. Raw tuna is an addiction for me. Raw tuna and coffee. A lot of coffee. I can drink like 4 glasses a day of coffee, just non-stop espressos. Asim Gatak, what is your favorite goal in your life that you want to achieve and do before the inevitable? Before I die? I guess my number one goal, not number one goal, but the one thing that I'd say that I want to do before I die is go to space, go to the moon, possibly Mars. You know, just go to space. Space would be like, if I can get there, you know, before I die, that'd be great. And luckily for us, Richard Branson, Virgin Galactic, they're going places. You know, Elon Musk is also, you know, pushing for the moon. So hopefully, you know, by the time I'm in my 50s, we'll be able to go. And yeah, I'm excited. Malapant, when did you realize that traveling and blogging is your passion? How do you break the language barrier in many countries? What safety measures can you keep in mind for travel? So when did I realize traveling and blogging my passion? Well, really traveling is my passion. Traveling, just traveling. You know, if I didn't have a family, if I was, 20 again, I would just be like traveling non-stop, like never ending. Obviously, the money, you gotta make it, gotta figure it out, and that's where the blogging takes place, right? But traveling is my passion, exploring different places, meeting new people, eating different cuisines, and just seeing what, people from the past have left behind. History, I love it. So blogging became a thing, really my passion now is a part of it. Is vlogging, filmmaking, filming, and then taking photos. I love taking photos. And then in terms of language barrier, luckily for me, I do speak 3 languages: Spanish, Italian, and English. So I got Spanish and English, which is a lot. And then most places I travel to, like India, a few places in Asia, most of Europe, they speak English. So my language barrier isn't that bad. But you know what, guys? There's a lot of apps now, and like a little thing, a little operation system, a little gadget that allows you to break that barrier. So it's not as hard as you think. And in terms of safety measures, I try to stay away from destinations where I have really where I have an issue with the camera, especially. And yeah, I always take precaution for sure, always. Gianni Recape, what are your top 5 countries or places you visited in 2019? Wow, 2019. Well, for sure, Northeast India. I gotta say, South Korea is amazing. Suriname was amazing. Uzbekistan and Armenia. I think that's good. I think those are my favorites. Yeah, I've been to China. Ki kred noa nefu. Do you ever wish to visit Nagaland? Yes, I'm hoping to visit December 2020 for Hornbill Festival. Chris, do you believe that traveling makes you more open-minded? What are some misconceptions about people and places you visited that aren't true? Well, I'll tell you this much. Anytime people tell me danger, this and that, that country's, bad, etc., that always changes when I get there, right? So the misconception is you really don't know a place until you go. So that's why people are scared of going to places, but until you get there, you don't really understand the situation. Now, that said, it definitely makes you open-minded. It changes the way you see the world completely. I think that every trip I go on, when I get back, my mind has shifted a little bit in terms of how I see things now. I think that happens to every single person. That's why it's so addictive, because you're always growing, you're always learning. That's why it's so hard when people, stay, 9 to 5, for 60 years, whatever, and never really explore for 2 weeks of the year, if that. Your mind doesn't open up as much, doesn't hit that that orgasm of whoa, the food, the history, the culture, the scenery, the weather. There's so many different things that go into travel. I think the biggest thing is the traveling aspect. Getting from point A to point B is a huge mind. So yeah, it definitely changes the way your mind is. It opens your mind. It makes you more open to things, for sure. Said _ T0T4. When are you coming back to Suriname? I have no idea. I definitely want to return, maybe for New Year's one year. Mohammed Narjeli, what is the best state in the US to live in overall? Overall, I mean, it depends on what you mean by that. If you're talking about cost, you'd have to go, more middle America. But if you're thinking about like overall climate, Florida and California, the 2 best for the climate. California is a little colder, but I love the weather out there more than Miami. Miami's just too hot. Florida's just a little too hot, especially South Florida is really, really hot. But yeah, I think California and Florida for sure. And Nupam Raj, who is your inspiration? My inspiration, I guess I'll tell you 3 of them. David Beckham, LeBron James, Gary Vaynerchuk. Who else? There's a lot of people on my list, but I think those are the 3 that come to mind the most. Will Smith, Tom Holland. There's so many people I look up to, and those are just a few of them for sure. They've opened my mind and made me way more focused. They've explained in their content and the way that they do things in life that it's just like hyper focused, tunnel vision. What do you want in life? Don't worry about what anybody else thinks or says. Focus on what you want. And yeah, love those guys. So many more people though, so many more. Richard Branson, I mean, Shivangi Kushik, any plans to visit Japan? I went to Japan in early 2019, loved it, really loved it. When my kids get a little older, for sure I'm gonna do a trip with my wife, just me and her, like a month journey, hopefully. I do wanna go back, I'm dying to go back. Japan's really amazing. The food is like, and people, I mean, everything's is overall just like an abundance of amazingness. And yeah, I need to go back to Japan. Japan's awesome. And Kip Paisi, when did you get your tattoo of India and why? Reason why I got this, so I got 4 countries, really it's 5, but one of them is the Iberian Peninsula, which is Spain and Portugal. That was like the first place I visited in Europe. It was a place that changed my life, that trip in 2003. My brother-in-law's from there, my wife, half her family's from there. So it's really a special place for me. I've traveled Spain, I've done like I'd say easily like over 120 days of traveling there, like all over the country. I think I've done, I don't know, like 12 states of the 17. And then I've done Portugal. I just love the whole thing here. Food, people, history, amazing. Hungary, my father. It's Italy, my mother. Love these food places with all my heart. And then India has changed my life, you know. India has opened my world. Obviously, it's changed my career completely on YouTube. And I just love it. I love India. I think India is one place, like I've said it before many times, that like until you go to India, you don't know what the world is. It's so different out there. You know, we're used to, especially as a Westerner from Miami, from the United States, it's so different when you go to India, because people are like, yeah, I've been to Morocco, I've been to Egypt, I've been to these places. I'm like, yeah, but you haven't been to India. India's so different. I mean, it's so different. Yeah, it's mind-blowing. I really enjoy it. It's probably like top 3 favorite countries, because Spain and Italy are like up there as well. But yeah, India, here forever. Jafar Koljugulova. Sorry, David, what is your opinion on Uzbek girls? Uzbekistan women are beautiful. They are really gorgeous women. Ryan Mahash, what is your favorite country until now? Like I said, India's up there, Spain is up there, and Italy's up there. I mean, I gotta give them all, you know, there, because it's hard to put one over the other. I can live in all of them and really be happy. Gaming Bob, what is your daughter's names? Melina and Sienna. SP, will you bring some of your friends to India as well? I'm bringing friends, guys. Every time I release a video about India, somebody gets inspired to go there, so remember that. DJ, go to Afghanistan or Turkey or Iraq. I've been to Turkey, loved it. Dying to go to Afghanistan and Iraq. You know, obviously it just depends on the situation. I would love to go. You know, I am an American, so there is like, you know, all these travel warnings about going to these 2 countries, especially because there is issues. But yeah, I'm down to go. I know the people are super amazing. The food looks so bomb. And from what I've seen, most people just go to Kurdistan in Iraq. They don't go to actual real southern Iraq, you know. It's very different after the war, I know, but it's still a harder place to travel to. Yeah, need to go for sure. Have to go. Denise Mesta, any plans to explore more of Northeast India? And this is the last question, guys. So yeah, definitely plans. I want to do, you know, all the 7 states plus Sikkim. So I've done 2 already. Assam, Meghalaya. What else am I missing? Mizoram, Tripura, Nagaland, Manipur. Forgot the other one, and Sikkim. So yeah, definitely I go. And yeah, guys, those are the questions. Sorry if this video is a little long, really long actually, but I'm super happy that you guys asked these questions. I mean, if you guys have any other questions you want me to answer, please leave me, you know, comment below. Anything I could answer in a video of itself. I mean, I'm thinking of doing, because people are asking me what's better, Mumbai or Delhi, and you know, I have my own opinions about what I think, and like I'll do a video on that itself. I want to do a lot more studio videos. People have been requesting that I do more studio videos, just because I can go on and talk, and obviously with the B-roll it just makes great video and people are really interested. So whatever you guys need. But yeah, this year is going to be amazing. 2019 has been, you know, unbelievable year. I can't even believe how many places I went to this year. So I started off this year in Japan, then I went to Assam, Meghalaya, India. Then what did I do? I don't even remember, how so crazy it is. I went to China, I went to Aruba, I went to South Korea, I went to Suriname, I went to Uzbekistan, I went to Armenia, Kuwait, I went to Italy, Spain, and then I went to Los Angeles, and that is it for the year, guys. That's 12 big trips. Shortest one was 7 days, longest one was like 20 days. But yeah, guys, amazing year. 2019 was awesome. 2020 is going to be even bigger, even better. whatever you guys want to know about me, let me know. If you guys want me to do anything special this year, let me know. We're almost at that 500K, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give away either a PS4 for the 500K giveaway, or give away just a $500, $100 gift card. So 5 people win $100 gift cards on Amazon. If you're interested, we're gonna do that giveaway as soon as we get to the 500K mark. I'm super excited, guys. You know, this has really changed my life. YouTube, you guys have really given me, you know, my life is where it is because of you guys. Because you guys watch my videos and help me out by commenting, interacting, and sharing. That's how I can keep going and, you know, exploring the world and making content. You know, I'm not traveling on vacation. That's not what I do. I'm always there hustling with the camera, making videos, figuring out, you know, the videos, the plan, the route, everything. And one of my favorite things on the planet is trip planning. Like, if I didn't have to do anything, I'd be like, okay, where should I go next? What is the route? What am I doing? And just go like that. I love trip planning. Love it. Love maps. So yeah, guys, if you love this video, please give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment below. Subscribe to my channel for more awesome travel content. I'll see you in the next travel food adventure. I don't even know. India. See you soon.